Nintendo sends out a warning to be careful when shopping online for a Switch. Buyers looking for the new OLED model are falling victim to copycat websites offering prices too good to be true.
And now that the dust has settled on the Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition, we're going to talk all about what this means for the world of video games right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming News Weekly. This is a big one we got here. Probably the biggest news in the history of video games. We're going to talk all about the new Microsoft acquisition of Activision and Blizzard, and a bunch of other stuff. My name is E-Rock the Red. This guy is full clip. We are the best weekly video game news show that there is currently or has ever been. Ever. And we're going to prove it to you right now. We got a lot to talk about. First of all, how have you been this past week?
Good, man. It's been a week full of rest. We've had a lot of snow in this part of the country, and it's snow days. What more can you say? Yeah, how have you been?
Good. We got a lot of snow too. Unfortunately, I still had to work. I had to work from home, so not as exciting. And then I had to do a lot of like snow blowing and shoveling. But I did find some time to just chill out, play some games, that sort of thing. You play anything with your during your snow days? You get into anything?
Yeah, been playing a lot of Halo Infinite still. Started the campaign, and I've been trying to live stream most of that over on the Twitch channel. Probably like 9 hours into it now, and really loving it. It's fun. I mean, it's not like a brand new concept in any way. It's a lot like an Assassin's Creed game or Far Cry if you played those. Okay. It's like, look at the map, you've got all the icons, do all the things, and then you've got your main quests.
Absolutely. That's awesome. How's the story?
Pretty good so far. Having a big gap in titles that I've actually played. I think I mentioned last time, I played 1 and 2, maybe touched on Reach. I'm missing a lot of context, but I'm piecing it together as I go. Nice.
Yeah, I did play something new. So I've been continuing Guardians of the Galaxy. It's it's getting better and better. I'm starting to pick up the gameplay dynamic between like all the different characters, and the story's starting to really pick up. But I played a game called Gorogoa on Game Pass. It's like a puzzle game, and it's one of the coolest puzzle games I've ever played. So if you're at all into the idea of puzzle games, this thing it's so hard to explain. There's 4 panels on the screen, and like say there's like a picture on one panel. You can maybe take off the top layer on that or zoom out or zoom in, and it's just like it becomes like something else, and then you got to piece them together. Dude, it's so weird, but it's so addicting. I've never been like really addicted to a puzzle game. I'll just get like frustrated and be like, screw this. But like, yeah. Man, so I'll just sit there with my like laptop on my computer, and I'll just be playing it while watching television or something. I should say watching, because I'm so engrossed in this puzzle game. But that's been a lot of fun. That's one thing I love about the Game Pass, and we're going to talk a lot about Game Pass this episode. But there's these indie games that I would never play otherwise, and they're opening my eyes to like. I've always been into the idea of indie games, but like at full price on a lot of these. There's so many of them, you don't know what to get. But in addition to that, I started playing Nobody Saves the World also. Oh, yeah. And we'll talk about that in our new releases, because that just came out this past week. Well, why wait? Let's get into it right now. Let's talk about our new releases from last week. So yeah, first up, came out January 18th, Nobody Saves the World. This came out for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. Came out on Game Pass, is where I started playing it, and it's really cool. So this is Drinkbox Studios' follow-up to the Guacamelee games. Have you ever played Guacamelee?
No.
They're great. They're just these side-scrolling platformers, like Metroidvania-style games, but like just a ton of character. Now this game is an excellent follow-up to that. Just, again, lots of character, and the premise in this, it's an action role-playing game, but you could like shapeshift into like these different things, and you can't unlock the different things until you like do these quests. So you start just like as a regular dude, and then you level up and you become a rat. And then there's like all these quests to like do, like, poison 50 enemies, and then you'll unlock the next thing, and you can become like a ranger or like a knight. And it's really, really cool gameplay dynamic in that, like, every time you do these little quests, you could like, you're leveling up your character, you're getting new shape-shifting things, you're getting new abilities for the different shape-shifting things. It's a lot of fun, dude. I only started playing maybe about an hour and a half in, but like I didn't want to stop. I wanted to see like what I was going to get next.
Nice.
And the way it's done, it's like a top-down kind of at an angle, kind of like a Legend of Zelda-esque thing where it's like you just see that, or a Binding of Isaac.
That's the one I drew a lot of comparison to.
Yeah, same kind of art style too, where it's like a little like cartoony, a little exaggerated. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of fun. I definitely recommend that one. Some other new games we got. Paparazzi. This came out for Xbox One and PC on January 20th. This one, you dress up dogs and you play with them and you take pictures. Sounds great, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be that bad. It's got a 71 on Metacritic. So, if you want to pet a dog in the virtual world, check out Paparazzi, which is also available on Game Pass. Another one came out January 20th, Windjammers 2. This came out for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. This is a sequel to the 1994 Neo Geo game about futuristic frisbee sports where you have powers. It's basically, have you ever played Windjammers? Do you remember that game?
No, dude. 1994. I had no idea it was that long ago.
Yeah, no, me neither. Because there was a resurgence of it at some point. Because I remember playing it in my in my teenage years. It's a fun multiplayer like sports game. It's real simple, like 2D, but like it's, I don't know. You're trying to score a goal. You're on your other so you can play against like your friends or co-op, and yeah, you try to score a goal, kind of like a hockey type thing, And there's all these powers. You could like do different stuff with the frisbee. There's 10 characters. Each one has different abilities to use. I'm looking forward to try this one. Also available on Game Pass. You can see the thread. You see where we're going with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one looked interesting. Like I feel like if you liked Mario Tennis or something like that back in the day, this is going to be nice and snappy like that.
Absolutely, dude. And it is so much fun. I remember playing it like with friends, and it's like one of those where you just start like yelling at each other, where it's like, it's definitely a lot of fun. Another one, Rainbow Six Extraction, also came out January 20th. This came out for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox XS, and PC. This is the latest in the Rainbow Six world. So this one, it's a 1 to 3 player co-op experience where you're fighting like an alien being in this one. So it's not like a multiplayer thing. It's more of a PvE where you're fighting this alien creature. There's, I guess, like 10 different types of this alien creature. There are 18 different operators you could choose from. All have different abilities and weapons and stuff like that. 12 maps, and you're just fighting this ever-evolving alien threat. No, I've never ever once played one of the Rainbow Six games. They've always seemed a little too complicated for me, but this one seems like a good entry point in that, like, you don't have to worry about like just getting destroyed by other players. You could just shoot at an alien with your friends.
Yeah. From the description, that doesn't sound like the normal Rainbow Six games either, like aliens and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not familiar with like if there's any sign of this in the previous games, but it definitely sounds cool. It's getting pretty good reviews, 75 on Metacritic right now, and also available on Game Pass. And that's it for the new releases. There are a few more. While we're talking about Game Pass, I just want to mention that Hitman Trilogy also came out January 20th on Game Pass. Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, the Anniversary Edition, and Death's Door, the game of the year in many people's eyes of last year, are also available on Game Pass right now. So, man, right away, I mean, before even we heard anything about any purchases or anything, Game Pass was having a big month, man. And it's just gonna get bigger. So
yes.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about our news of the week. The big news. Everybody's been talking about it the world over. Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion.
Yeah. Can I tell you a quick funny story of how
Please.
big this is, actually? I went to get gas earlier on a run into town. I've never paid any attention to the few gas stations that do have those, like the monitors and the ads running all the time. That's kind of new to my area. I don't know about you. But that's the thing that was on loop. It was all about this story.
I heard it today too when I got gas. Yeah. It's everywhere. Every news outlet is talking about this because it's just not about just video gaming. I mean, it is at its core, but it really has wide-reaching, things that are going to affect everything. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So the deal is set to close sometime in Microsoft's fiscal year, which ends June of 2023. So probably like right around then is what I'm expecting. Finish it up there, and then and then we'll see. It's going to be business as usual leading up to that point until the official acquisition takes place. But all right, let's just start off reading Phil Spencer's statement regarding the acquisition. As a team, we are on a mission to extend the joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet. We all know that gaming is the most vibrant and dynamic form of entertainment worldwide, and we've experienced the power of social connection and friendship that gaming makes possible. As we pursue that mission, it is incredibly exciting to announce that Microsoft has agreed to acquire Activision Blizzard. Over many decades, the studios and teams that make up Activision Blizzard have earned vast wellsprings of joy and respect from billions of people all over the world. We are incredibly excited to have the chance to work with the amazing, talented, dedicated people across Activision Publishing, Blizzard Entertainment, Beenox, Demonware, Digital Legends, High Moon Studios, Infinity Ward, King, Major League Gaming, Radical Entertainment, Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Toys for Bob, Treyarch, and every team across Activision Blizzard. Until this transaction closes, Activision Blizzard and Microsoft Gaming will continue to operate independently. Once the deal is complete, the Activision Blizzard business will report to me as CEO, Microsoft Gaming. Upon close, we will offer as many Activision Blizzard games as we can within Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass, both new titles and games from Activision Blizzard's incredible catalog. We also announced today that Game Pass now has more than 25 million subscribers. As always, we look forward to continuing to add more value and more great games to Game Pass. The fantastic franchises across Activision Blizzard will also accelerate our plans for cloud gaming, allowing more people in more places around the world to participate in the Xbox community using phones, tablets, laptops, and other devices you already own. Activision Blizzard games are enjoyed on a variety of platforms, and we plan to continue to support those communities moving forward. As a company, Microsoft is committed to our journey for inclusion in every aspect of gaming among both employees and players. We deeply value individual studio cultures. We also believe that creative success and autonomy go hand in hand with treating every person with dignity and respect. We hold all teams and all leaders to this commitment. We're looking forward to extending our culture of proactive inclusion to the great teams across Activision Blizzard. Around the world, there is no more exciting venue for fun and connection than video games, and there has never been a better time to play than right now. As we extend the joy and community of gaming to everyone, we look forward to welcoming all of our friends at Activision Blizzard to Microsoft Gaming. So right there, right off the bat, comes out and he has a lot to say in that statement. So, we're already talking about the ideas of bringing games to Game Pass, old titles, new titles, that sort of thing. He's talking about continuing to respect the commitments to other platforms and talking about the culture within the studios. I thought something that was funny was after this whole thing came out with the allegations for Activision Blizzard, Phil Spencer, he said, in a quote, he said, "We're evaluating all aspects of our relationship with Activision Blizzard." This was months ago. Didn't really expect that they were evaluating, the idea of purchasing. Right?
Jeez.
So,
yeah. It sounded like a negative thing at the time. Like, maybe we don't want to do business with them after all. Not that they're going to turn down Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly. So, what this means after that point, so much speculation is running wild. The dust is kind of starting to settle on this. We're starting to see a little bit more, because at first it was like, what does this mean for Sony? What does this mean for all the other, platforms? We're starting to get a little more information. One thing, I guess, what does this mean for Bobby Kotick? So, a lot of speculation there. I mean, my personal opinion, you got to get rid of him. You're trying to create a whole new look. You want a fresh start. And to me, there's so much negativity surrounding his name right now. He's got to go.
So, well, in the part that you read, Phil Spencer's words there, when he mentions, they're going to be reporting to him as CEO, is that a bit of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, get out of here, Bobby?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, each studio will have autonomy within the Microsoft gaming thing, but that's definitely, it doesn't bode well for him. Now, already Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg are both expecting him to leave as soon as the deal is finalized, whether he resigns, he sees the writing on the wall and resigns, or, is terminated. I fully expect him to leave as well, because I think, I think he's going to see the writing on the wall, and he's going to, bow out gracefully, I guess we could call it. But that's the first question, right there, because they're going to be cleaning house at Activision Blizzard. They don't want any of this lingering. So
did you see some sort of investigation going down into claims and who they need to out?
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something. I mean, I would say, it sucks to just say this, but the entire management that was there during this time, I mean, they need to be held accountable for all the stuff that went down, and the culture that pervaded this entire workplace. Someone needs to be held accountable. The other question that we have that we may have gotten a bit of an answer for, and that's about the exclusivity. That was the biggest thing. Specifically, Call of Duty, the biggest video game out there. Now, it was just announced that Call of Duty Vanguard was the highest selling game of last year. Which is kind of surprising to me, but kind of not. Everybody I talked to just they're it's another Call of Duty game. It's just, there's nothing new really about it. Yeah. So
well, people have been saying that for the past
exactly
8 years,
and they just buy them,
and it keeps it keeps being sold. I keep buying them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is the year I thought. I mean, that Battlefield was going to kind of split the sales on that, but didn't happen. But regarding that, so at first, like I said, there's a lot of these questions, what's going to happen? Are they going to still put Call of Duty on other consoles? And my initial thought was, if you're paying $70 billion for these titles, for these studios, you're not throwing a bone to these other companies. But at the same time, what you have to look at the sales of these games too, and then it becomes more of just a mathematical equation, which is going to earn you more money, trying to get people to switch to the Xbox console, or offering that to to everybody and try to make money selling the game, which and it's gonna, I'm sure it's gonna be different for every title, but the way Call of Duty sells, I feel now, I think it's you gotta give it to everybody. You can't split that market share in hopes that everybody's gonna switch over and get an Xbox. But it's crazy.
There's a big discussion to be had about what from Activision will end up on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the year's new Call of Duty? Do you think we're going to see a brand new Call of Duty launch like we did Halo or Forza?
Yeah, that's the other question. So like, I could see them doing something like that, offering it for free on Game Pass, not for free, but including it with the subscription on Game Pass, and then luring people over to Xbox via Game Pass, and then still offering it to people to purchase for $70 or whatever, if you want to buy it on a Sony platform. They could also even do like a timed exclusivity thing too, where it's like out on Game Pass, like in July, and then in September or August, you could get it retail. So there's a lot to figure out. But just recently, Phil Spencer did tweet out that he said, "Had good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry, and we value our relationship." Now, this is another one that could be kind of construed in different ways. Like, they're talking about their honor to, or their agreement to honor the existing agreements. Like, how long are those agreements in place? Are we talking just for 2023, 2024, further out? Like, at what point do those agreements end?
Yeah.
So,
and we need to know the specifics of some of those agreements, because I mean, when it comes to contracts, there might be an out for Activision, Microsoft now. They might be able to pay some certain amount of money to get out of that contract, without being sued. Yeah. And maybe sometimes they could take it to court anyway.
Yeah, it's there's a lot to read between the lines. Right now it sounds good. It sounds like if you're a PlayStation owner, you don't have anything to worry about. You're going to have Call of Duty on there for the time being, but it'll be interesting to see if they offer any incentives, like you said, if it's going to be on Game Pass, or they could sweeten the pot any way they want to get people to switch to either Xbox or to play via Game Pass. Now, we've seen you don't even need an Xbox to play via Game Pass. The cloud is starting to become a little bit better. If we get more of the infrastructure in place and better, quality internet connections, then it's just going to be, it's not even going to be about the console. It's going to be, you're going to have like a little thing you plug in your television, and you could play your games via Game Pass that way. So there's so much to think about regarding this, as far as, years down the line. But another thing that excites me is, like you said, Phil Spencer saying he's excited to bring existing games to Game Pass from the Activision Blizzard, from their franchises. Now, here's a list of the franchises that they purchased with this acquisition: Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, Guitar Hero, Spyro the Dragon, Skylanders, Tony Hawk, Diablo, Hearthstone, Lost Vikings, Overwatch, StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and then the King games, which, Bubble Witch Saga, Candy Crush, Farm Heroes, Pet Rescue. So, those, hopefully those don't show up at Game Pass.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just that list right there. Are there any games that you're excited to see be revived or brought back?
Absolutely, yeah. If we see Tony Hawk's 3 Masters come to Game Pass, I'll be downloading those day one.
Yeah. Give me Thug, dude. I was a big Thug fan.
Yeah, remaster Tony Hawk's Underground 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That would be great. But I've even seen where Phil Spencer wants to bring back Activision Blizzard games that he loved as a kid. So we're talking Guitar Hero, things that haven't been updated recently. But Activision's roster goes back really, really far. I mean, they had a lot of 8-bit games and things
old
like that.
Stuff, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. There's a very large, well to go through. So, yeah, it'll be exciting. And even for some of these games like World of Warcraft, are we going to finally see that on console? That's, if they brought that to Game Pass, oof, dude, that's a way to print money right there too. Oh
yeah.
So,
I saw somebody who was commenting that they're afraid that if Microsoft goes through with this acquisition, that World of Warcraft will get more expensive, but I'm sort of wondering if that traditional subscription model could just be sewn into Game Pass.
Absolutely. Yeah, you roll that right in there. I mean, I don't even know what a subscription to that costs now. What is it? Maybe 10,
I think
10
like
bucks
15
a month?
or
15
something.
a month?
Probably
Okay.
depends on how much you buy at one time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know, like, what is the player base for World of Warcraft still looking like, I have no idea, but this could definitely inject some life into that game if it needs it.
Yeah. Even bringing back the classic Warcraft, StarCraft,
Yeah.
like a new entry into those, that'd be awesome.
Yep. Absolutely. Overwatch, Overwatch is one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I'm super excited that it bodes well for Overwatch 2. I think they're gonna, it's gonna be better than I didn't even. I was skeptical that it was even gonna come out after the past few months, and now like I know it's gonna come out. It's gonna be amazing, but I don't know where it's gonna end up. If this one would qualify as something like, how Phil Spencer was talking about with Call of Duty, if it's going to end up on these other platforms as well. But look at Minecraft, that one owned by Microsoft and still everywhere, still making tons of money. So hopefully, that'll be the case with some of these other games so that everybody can play it. But I'm already thinking I need to get an Xbox. Like, there's no way that I can't get one now. I already have the Game Pass subscription. I got that for 2 years. Like, next time I see a Series S, I think I'm just gonna grab that. I don't need 4K. I'm just playing indie games mostly, but so yeah, it's pretty crazy. But like, I guess another question is, so what does this ultimately mean for Sony if they do end up removing some of these games? Like, already, so we saw how it affected them. The stock dropped by 13%, $20 billion in revenue they lost. Well, not in revenue, in stock price. And yeah, so what does this mean? What does this mean for them? Do they, like, everybody's saying, well, they should go buy something, and it's like, I mean, how do you can't buy something that's going to compete with that? They're like, they should go buy EA, and it's like, I mean, that's not something I want to get into either. I don't even know how I feel about this purchase. I don't like that these companies are just buying these other companies and having this, it's not a monopoly, but, it feels like it. It's starting to feel like there's less choice.
So that's another big concern that I've heard from quite a few people, that they think that this is getting a little too monopolistic on Microsoft's part. And I've heard the counteroffer that with this acquisition, after it goes through, it will only make them like the third highest as far as revenue goes, largest gaming company behind like Tencent and Sony.
Yep. So I mean, it's still like, it seems like on paper it seems huge, and it is huge, but it's like you said, it's still not the biggest. They're still not the grandest out there, but they're just the amount of content that they're getting with this deal is crazy. But yeah, does that mean that like Sony goes back to, instead of buying other studios or whatever, do they start going back to like making like first-person shooters like Resistance or Killzone? Great games. Like, I don't know why they stopped. I guess I do know why. Everybody's, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Apex, like all those games kind of took over that market. There hasn't been as big of a pool for all of these titles to be in. But now, I wonder what does that open up that. So yeah, it's interesting. Or does Sony just focus on like what they've always done best, and that's create amazing first-party titles, great stories, that sort of thing, and then just let Xbox be kind of the Netflix of gaming,
Yeah, it's hard to tell like what the strategy will be.
Yeah,
they could try to keep some sort of openness and exclusivity, or I'm not sure. They could be selfish. They could be selfish to keep themselves alive, like first-party titles, making sure that those don't go to PC. Even they could be too selfish, and it's great that we've been having like cross-platform play, but all that takes is for one of these people or one of these companies to say, we don't want to do that with this game, and they shut off their network, and we're back to the wall between them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, this could be a good turning point for these games to be like, all right, we have something that you want and you have something that we want, so like let's play nice and let's share. And this could be, what breaks that wall, or it could be building it up even larger. So I guess only time will tell, but hopefully like it will. I mean, as far as like cross play and stuff goes, like that's been great. I don't understand why. I mean, I guess like it wasn't possible at a certain point, but to me it's so silly that like just because your friend has a different console, you can't play the same game with them. And now that that's fixed, like it feels right. It feels like this is how it should have been this whole time. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see where it goes from here. Every day we're getting more information, so I'm sure this is not going to be the last time that we talk about this and its ramifications on not only gaming, but the entire, like you said, we're seeing it in the news all over the place. So, but I think it's a good thing. Ultimately, I went back and forth on it, whether or not how I felt about it. Since it was announced, like it's been a few days, and I've just been like, man, I just don't know. I'm a Sony guy. We've talked about that, and my first thought was like, man, that sucks. Like, but it's really cool. Also, being having Game Pass and being excited to see what they're gonna put out there. But I do think it's a good thing. I think it's gonna make everybody work harder. Everything's gonna be better. I think I was already turned off on Activision Blizzard. I wasn't, excited about investing in any of their games, but now I feel like they clean house, and I'll feel a little bit more confident about it. So yeah. I don't know. What was your total takeaway from this? You like it? You a fan?
I like it now that I'm sort of invested into Game Pass, and I think I will be going forward for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I like what it means for Game Pass, at the very least. I do like what I'm hearing from Microsoft, saying that they believe in autonomy with these companies that are under them, to let them do what they need to do. Hopefully they don't plan to micromanage everything, or else it's probably going to end up being a problem. But words and actions are two different things. We'll have to see. Probably a case-by-case basis.
Yep.
Overall, I'm happy with it.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's put a pin in that for now. Let's talk about our next piece of news. People be getting scammed, especially people looking for Nintendo Switches. Tell me about this one.
All right. Well, it's basically, we've said all there is to say. People are getting scammed.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure that you're going to the right website. You got to make sure, if you're going to Google looking up Nintendo Switch, that you're going to a reputable retailer. The problem was, I don't want to give the exact URL because we just don't need to share that any more than it's already been shared.
Yeah.
But it looked extremely convincing.
Gotcha.
And that's not always the case. Even like this is the one that finally made Nintendo say something, because this has been happening for a couple years. Not the OLED Switch, but the original Switch. I remember seeing a lot of Facebook ads, and it's always like, oh, we have all this overstock. They're pretending to be a small company. They got a picture of a pallet of Switches or something. We have all this overstock, and you can buy a Switch for $160, and people are falling for it. You can read the comments, and the ones that aren't fake, put out by the scammers, saying like, "This is awesome. I picked up two." The ones that aren't fake are people who are falling for it, and it's hard to believe that people are falling for that right now. But I mean, just keep in mind that if you're out there looking for some high dollar item like that, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yep.
And make sure you take a good look at that URL, how it stacks up on Google. Make sure that it doesn't just say ad beside it.
Yeah, this was entirely news to me when you sent me this information. I was like, really? This is happening? And then I looked and I was like, that's crazy how it's just like they're just mimicking the Nintendo site. But yeah, like you said, if it looks too good to be true, it's definitely is. So yeah, be wary. Don't get scammed. All right, and last up, let's go out with a bang. We got a game announcement, a game trailer for WWE 2K22. They're back doing the thing. All you wrestling fans, get excited. March 11th, it's going to have a redesigned engine, new My GM mode and My Faction modes, new controls, upgraded visuals, and more. So yeah, it's they've been struggling, the WWE 2K games. They took a year off, and now they're back, hoping to put something quality out there. And that's been it. Like, it was a slow news week as far as other things, but it was not a slow news week as far as one particular thing. So,
oh yeah, that's got to be a record for the single thing we've talked about, like, longest on this show.
Absolutely.
Since we started.
I mean, it's literally the biggest news video game related thing I think to like ever happen. Like, I can't think of anything bigger. So I'm super excited that we're here talking about it. But all right, well, that is it for our news of the week. If there's anything you want to add, leave a comment. Let us know what your takeaway was on this whole thing, and let us know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you're excited for, what you're dreading, and we're gonna keep talking about it, I'm sure, every week. But all right, let's talk about a brand new content creator of the week. Let's talk about Stardust. Here we have a quality creator right now. I'm telling you. I mean, every week this is about a quality creator, but this guy, he's doing these amazing. He's playing a lot of Apex, Fortnite, little Halo, and he's doing some really awesome edits, playing some sweet tunes in there, and he's having fun. Great personality. Not only that, but like I watched a couple of videos that he's doing like reactions to like things, and he's a smart guy, and his take on things is worth checking out. He does like these art videos. He's an artist. He's doing a lot of stuff.
Yep, he's got some nice long form content, as well as the quick bangers, 2 to 3 minute long videos, so you can get your fix quickly, or draw it out for a while if you need something to watch for a little while, or throw on in the background while you're doing something.
Yeah.
He's been on Fruit Lab for since July of 2020. So he's been on Fruit Lab for a while, but he's really kicked it into high gear lately, putting out a lot of quality content. He's added face cam to his videos, which just adds a lot a personality here.
Absolutely.
And it caught our attention. Yeah. I believe that he has partner potential.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's definitely, I mean, like, right away, like, he's just, like, just listening to him talk about things. Like, there's a video he's talking, like, he's just watching, like, videos on YouTube or whatever, and he's just talking about, like, and, it's fun to listen to, and, he's got a great personality. So you're definitely right that, like, it really shifted gears once he started putting himself out there a little bit more, because it's a lot more fun to watch and see his reaction to stuff. So go check out Stardust. He's also on Instagram and YouTube. I'll throw his page link in the show notes, so you could go there, give him a follow, and tell him Gaming News Weekly sends their regards. All right, that is it for this extra juicy episode of Gaming News Weekly. My name is Erec the Red. This guy is Full Clip. You can follow him. Go watch him play Halo on Twitch. Full Clip _FL. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. It's Pop Culture Playground. You could check out. I do a lot with movies, TV shows. So if you're into that stuff, go check that out on YouTube. That's all I got. What do you got to add today?
Let's see. I finally got that wisdom for you.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I remembered a fortune cookie that I had a long time ago. The fortune was not really a fortune. That's how they work these days.
It's true.
The reward for a job well done is having a job done well. And the irony was I was rewarding myself for a job well done with that Chinese buffet.
Mm-hmm. and it paid off.
Absolutely.
All right, that's it, everybody. We will see you next week with more sweet video game news.